the ease at which the memories just come flooding back when I hear these songs is just simply incredible. I mean, I feel like I'm 14 again. Raging hormones, unfiltered aggression, and music like that echoing from boom boxes outside my middle school. I remember it like it was yesterday. The music would carry over 3 blocks away, all the way to my backyard. Yes, welcome to the Great Wall of Metal, everybody, where tonight we will count down the top 15 American Crossover Thrash Bands. Well, I'm not saying that these are the greatest 15 of all time. I'm just saying these are the 15 that most influenced my life growing up. But, crossover thrash is kind of like the heavy metal version of crack. It's very hard to give up, and it's impossible to quit. Hey, now! Hey, I'm the heavy metal wizard, if you don't know. And as always, we are live in SoCal, but only a few of the bands tonight that we're going to feature are actually from SoCal. Most of them, like the first 3 that we heard oh so quickly right there, hail from either New York City or one of the boroughs of New York City. As our number 15 slot tonight was SOD, Fist Bangin' Mania, of course, from New York City. And you might be asking yourself, why and how could SOD only be at number 15? And I have an explanation for that. Because number 1, for me, I've never seen SOD play live. And number 2, although Speak English or Die may be the single greatest crossover thrash album, they really only released 1 album in their prime. And I figured it's a great starting point for tonight anyway. Murphy's Law, we did Bitter. And Leeway right there with Marathon from Born to Expire from back in 1989. And they come in at number 13 on the Great Wall of American Crossover Thrash Metal. And you probably know this one. It's Crumbsuckers. Oh yeah, the beast on my back! Right here. Gotcha Metal.
I would think the phone.
I have to inadvertently thank my daughter for tonight's stream because unfortunately she was home from school all day today sick with something nasty. I don't know whether it's a stomach virus or the flu. Who knows? High fever, nausea, throwing up. You know the drill, right? If you have kids or if you remember when you were a kid, it's the winter, right? It happens. So I'm home all day because she was home all day, which gave me, just a little bit more time to maybe, prepare something. So instead of doing the quick fix, going with the old Metal Motel 6 for tonight's stream, which, takes about all 20 minutes to prepare, I had a little extra time. And, I needed something to shake off that, having a kid home sick kind of depression. So I needed something a little extra speedy tonight. So that's why we're doing the crossover thrash theme. I think it fits for a Wednesday night here in SoCal, right? That was, of course, Excel doing the Police cover. Their Message in a Bottle. Excel, probably the least famous of these bands tonight, especially if you're from the East Coast like I was originally. Didn't know much about Excel. I just knew that cover. But the thing about that makes Excel very interesting is, I'm sure they're getting tons of big-time royalties from Metallica, right? Well, no, you don't think so? Because Enter Sandman is literally the same riff and the same chord progression as a song off that very record that we just heard right there. A song called Tapping into the Emotional Void. If you get a chance, check it out. And I got to say, just by using common sense, I believe that somebody in that band, or used to be in that band, Excel, has to be getting some kind of royalty because if not, they would have sued like 30 years ago. And, we would have heard much about it. If you know what I'm saying. Gangrene in there before that with Alcohol. They're, of course, from Boston. And their album, Another Wasted Night, which is their debut from back in 1986. And Gangrene, a band, although I've never seen them either, but Gangrene has the single greatest album title, Older Budweiser, with a beer can on the front. Get it? Anyway, we move on. This next band, they were like my local heroes. If you know what I'm saying. And I'm not talking about My Chemical Romance either. And yes, My Chemical Romance did go to my high school. But those guys were a couple of years younger than me. And this band we're going to play now, well, they're like 5 or 6 years older than me. And they're not from my town of Belleville, New Jersey anyway. They're from Clifton. And I'm talking about Whiplash. And the Three Tonys, as I knew them when I was in high school. Well, they were like our heroes. If you were into metal and you were like 15, 16, well, then you loved Whiplash, and Tony Porcaro, and Tony Bono, and Tony Scaglione. I think his real name is Anthony, but everyone called him Tony. Whiplash, a great thrash band from northern New Jersey. And we went from Message in a Bottle to Message in Blood right here. The Great Wall of American Crossover Thrash. Coming in at number 8 tonight on our great wall of American Crossover Thrash Metal Countdown, it's MOD from the second MOD album, and probably their greatest, Gross Misconduct. Of course, Billy Milano, Louis Stivic, John Monty, and Tim Mallory right there. The classic lineup with MOD from New York City. And you know, there's not that many bands of the genre that have released more albums than MOD. Number 9 was Whiplash, like I said, from Clifton, New Jersey. Ultimate New Jersey hardcore thrash metalers right there. Tony Bono and Tony Bertaro. Oh, so good right there. So good. I'm the Heavy Metal Wizard, and we're live in SoCal tonight from the Gotcha Metal Studios. And I love doing this shit. Hope you're enjoying it. And I want to thank everyone for joining me as we count down tonight. And where does that lead us now, ladies and gentlemen? Who will be number 7? Well, I've got an interesting story for you. If you don't know about Reagan Youth, well, you need to do some reading, because this band, although they didn't exist for very long, has one of the weirdest and most tragic histories of any punk or metal band that you'll ever hear, right? Most people will tell you that Reagan Youth broke up sometime in the mid-1980s, right? But I'm here to tell you that that is not true, because I saw Reagan Youth play at the Pyramid Club in New York City, and I witnessed it with my own eyes and ears, right? And I remember it was my second year in college, so that had to be either 1989 or early 1990. So they didn't break up in the mid-'80s. Maybe they broke up in the late 80s, but let me tell you that Reagan Youth, it was one of the sloppiest gigs that I've ever seen, and I haven't seen anything as sloppy since then. But it might have been the single greatest punk rock show that I ever saw, because it was very inspirational. To me, you know, I had never seen anything or heard anything like it. The singer, Dave Insurgent, the real name Dave Rubenstein, the dude was out of his mind stoned. And he was very raw and very unfiltered. And the guitar player, a guy by the name of Paul Cripple, he was wailing away like he was Randy Rhoads. It was incredible. Probably playing in front of 22 people. And Reagan Youth made such an impression on me that I went out and collected everything that they've ever recorded. And the tragic part of this is the singer that I mentioned before, Dave Rubenstein. Well, he ran into some really problematic times in the 90s. Not only was he, you know, addicted to heroin and living on the streets pretty much, but his girlfriend in 1993 was abducted and killed by the serial killer Joel Rifkin. And that's no bullshit. True story. Look it up. A week after that, this dude, his dad ran over his mom and killed her with his vehicle, you know, like vehicular manslaughter. And then a week later, Dave Insurgent was dead. He committed suicide with an overdose. And, you know, I didn't know it at the time, didn't know this story. But I want to play some Reagan Youth tonight, as they will come in on my Crossover Thrash number 7 with their classic track, The Heavy Metal Shuffle. It's right here on the Great Wall. Thrash Metal.
Got
Hills, Queens. It's Reagan Youth. I think Forest Hills is actually where the Ramones were from, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it was Astoria, like I said before. Great wall of American crossover thrash metal tonight on the Gotcha Metal channel. We're live in SoCal, and I'm the Heavy Metal Wizard, counting them down tonight. Classic countdown style always makes things just a tad more interesting. As Reagan Youth comes in at number 7. And let's do one more, at least for now, from New York City. You know, this next band, I mean, what can you say? Whether it being led by Harley Flanagan on vocals or Bloodclot himself, John Joseph, either version, full-on hardcore intensity. It's the Cro-Mags. Band right there who, after they recorded their first album back in 1983, packed up their hometown in Houston, Texas, and moved to San Francisco for the prime of their career. And I'm talking about DRI, Kurt Brecht and Spike Cassidy, and Felix Griffin, and Josh Pappy, of course. That was the lineup at the time that released that album, Crossover, in 1987. You talk about a string of classic metal albums. How about the Dirty Rotten LP was their debut in 83, and then they switched focus. They started writing metal riffs, Dealing With It, 1985, Crossover, 1987, Four of a Kind, 1988, Thrash Zone, 1989, Definition, 1992. That's a 10-year run. It might be unsurpassed. Amazing stuff from DRI. And you know, that was one of the first band t-shirts that I ever bought at a live gig. As I remember it like it was yesterday. I picked up my buddy, Peter Lacaviglia, at his parents' yard sale, and we drove from Belleville, New Jersey, all the way out to Trenton, New Jersey, to City Gardens for a DRI show. And it was on the Thrash Zone tour, so I'm assuming it was back in 89. Maybe it was before that even. I don't know. I had just gotten my driver's license. I was the worst driver in the world. But I remember going all the way out to City Gardens to see DRI back in the day. Oh, those were good times. I'm the Heavy Metal Wizard, and you're on the Great Wall of American Crossover Thrash Metal tonight at the Gotcha Metal Studios. We are in SoCal, of course. And you want to talk about another band, as DRI comes in at number 5 on our countdown, by the way, with the track called Hooked. Cro-Mags before that, We Gotta Know, from the Age of Quarrel. And that was from back in 1986. Of course, everyone always wants me to play something off Best Wishes, which came out 2 years after that. But I dig Age of Quarrel so much. It's in my top 10 albums of all time. I digress. Let's move ahead to number 4, shall we? This band, I think, has the most recorded albums of any band on our countdown tonight. Although I'll have to double check that. I'm talking about Suicidal Tendencies from Venice, California. Finally, another SoCal band representing tonight. And if you go through their discography, I mean, I don't know about the last 2 or 3 albums that ST has released in the past decade or so, but everything up until, I don't know, the mid-2000s, whether it be Suicidal or Infectious Grooves or Psycho Myco, those first 20 years, prime crossover thrash music. Mike Muir and company, regardless of who's in the band, you know, whether it's Rocky George, whether it's whoever it might be. I'm not going to go through the entire list of cast members and Suicidal Tendencies. It'll take me about 4 years to do that. But whoever happens to be in the band, high-quality live shows, and albums that stand the test of time. And the biggest one of them all, well, it's not How Will I Laugh Tomorrow. It's Join the Army. Right here. I feel your pain. Great Wall of Metal. Well, goddamn. Well, unfortunately, that's something that I'm very familiar with. Search and seizure. They should have called it search and seizure and cuff them and bring them in. That's the story of my past. Heavy Metal Wizard here. Great Wall of American Crossover Thrash Metal. Live in SoCal on the Gotcha Metal channel, of course. And Nuclear Assault, to me, in high school, that was my Metallica. I mean, that was my band. That's the band that was like my group of friends. Everything they did from the first album, Game Over, in 86, and Survive in 88, that album there, Handle with Care in 89, Out of Order in 91, and even, Something Wicked from 1993, when Scotty Metaxas and Dave DiPietro came into the fold. All those albums, for us, that was as good as Motorhead or as good as Metallica and Megadeth. That was the shit we lived for. Prime stuff from Nuclear Assault here on the Great Wall of Metal tonight. John Connolly, oh yeah, Danny Lilker, Glenn Evans, and Anthony Bramante on that album, Handle with Care, from back in 1989. Nuclear Assault coming in at number 3 tonight on our top crossover thrash metal countdown. And again, these, I'm not saying that the order of these bands is telling you who the greatest band is. I'm just telling you how they influenced me in those lean and mean years. 80s into the 90s, 13 through 19 years old, maybe 20. Suicidal Tendencies in there at number 4 with I Feel Your Pain from Join the Army, another incredible album. And DRI back there, of course, with Hooked from Crossover. It just don't get any better, people. All right, this next band, we only have 2 to go, and you might be able to figure out what they are just by process of elimination. But if you've listened to the Heavy Metal Wizard before, you know that this next band was coming up at the top of this countdown, because overall in life, not just as a crossover thrash metal band, but overall, can I say it again? Corrosion of Conformity is probably my favorite band of all time. And that's saying something. As a 50-year-old guy, I've been around a long time. But, for the first decade of their career, COC released, let's go through it. 1984, An Eye for an Eye, strictly, punk rock, right? 85, Animosity, and 87, Technocracy, which, of course, builds the band towards metal thrash sound, right? And then comes the bomb of bombs, an album that influenced me and touched my soul so hard that I can't say enough. What else am I going to say? Blind comes out in 1991 and knocked me so hard on my ass, and it may very well be my favorite album of all time. I do not say this lightly, people. But, of course, COC then pivoted to an entire new sound after Blind, with Deliverance and Wise Blood and America's Volume Dealer, so on and so forth. All tremendous albums, and I still am a monster fan of the band. I would say they probably are my favorite band of all time. But it all boils down to this album right here that comes in at number 2, Blind, from 1991. One of the great songs of all time in hard rock and metal right here. Great Purification. Great Wall of Metal. say it again, if you don't own a copy in any way, shape, and form, whether an original or remastered, vinyl, colored thing, whatever you want, right? If you don't own Blind from Corrosion of Conformity, do yourself a big favor and find a way to get it, because it'll probably change your life like it did mine oh so long ago. And if it doesn't, well, it's still something every metalhead should absolutely have in their collection. So many great tracks on that. And you probably know Vote with a Bullet and Dance with the Dead, but so many other great songs on that album. And that's number 2 on our Great Wall of American Crossover Thrash Metal Countdown tonight here at the Gotcha Metal channel, live in SoCal. And I am the Heavy Metal Wizard, and I'm so happy to be sharing this evening with all of you out there, because this got me in a much better mood than what I was in all day. Like I stated earlier, my daughter's home with she's illin'. I feel really bad. When your kid gets sick, it pains you to the utmost degree. It really does. No matter how old they might be, whether they're a toddler, whether they're just, a child, or in my case, a preteen, it hurts. It's depressing. And we all need stuff to bring us out of those doldrums. And for me, this did it. I mean, in a big way, right? Let's tell you who we heard tonight and where these bands are from in no necessary order. If you just look at your screen, you can see the album covers, right? So we did, early on in the evening, we did Leeway from Astoria, Queens, and SOD, of course, from New York City, and Murphy's Law, who claim to be from New York City. I think they're from Queens also, but we'll say they're from New York City. Crumbsuckers from Hempstead, Long Island. DRI was in there, of course, originally from Houston. They moved over to San Francisco after their first album. That band you just heard right there, Corrosion of Conformity, from Raleigh, North Carolina. We did Suicidal Tendencies from Venice Beach. Yes, indeed. Gangrene from Boston. Actually from Braintree, Massachusetts, suburb of Boston. The Cro-Mags also hailed from New York City. The Whiplash was Clifton, New Jersey. And MOD, of course, New York City. Same as SOD, obviously. They share members there. And Excel was another band out of Venice Beach. They came up through the ranks with Suicidal Tendencies, of course. And Reagan Youth, of course, was from Forest Hills, Queens. And I still haven't gotten my answer from anybody. Are the Ramones from Forest Hills, or are they from Astoria, Queens? Or is that one and the same? I don't know. Being from New Jersey, I didn't like going out to Long Island or Queens. It wasn't my thing. I waited for all these bands to play in Manhattan, or even come over like DRI did, came up to New Jersey and played. Yeah, that was the ticket. All right, I want to thank Lassie for checking in tonight, and Chrissy as well, and Bullet as well, and Scotty, and John Jacob, and Andrew, and Lady Classe, and Lou Riccadelli, and Paulie, and Eliana, and anybody else who's listening tonight. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You uplift me in a major way. So this last band, our number one inclusion here on the Great Wall of American Crossover Thrash Metal Countdown. Now, this band had a very profound impact on me as a child. It goes way back. I was barely a teenager when I first heard this band. But yet at the time, I thought I was such a badass. I was, collecting cassettes and albums from, Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, and Iron Maiden was still kind of new. Motorhead was still kind of new. Venom was brand new. I remember having a Venom album, and I thought I was the shit, I was even starting to grow a devil lock, like Glenn Danzig and Sam Hain. I laugh remembering it. And then a friend of mine, Mark David Palumbo, who I guess I'll dedicate this countdown to, he said to me, have you heard Carnivore? And I was like, who? And he's like, Carnivore. They're banging, man. Mark David was a year older than me, and he was on the baseball team. Anyway, he played me something that changed my life forever. And that is probably what years later turned me into the heavy metal wizard. So without any further ado, our number one band for the evening is Carnivore, as you guessed it. And when he played me, what song he played me on that fateful day, I'm going to play for you right now. And it's from back in 1985, of the debut and first of only 2 albums from Carnivore. But if you imagine a 13-year-old kid and you're in your friend's smoke-infused bedroom and he turns this up to 10, would it change you? Would it? Adios, amigos. Heavy Metal Wizard signing out.
Let's have a war!